Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back after the break. We have completed 54 pages and now we are going to complete the rest pages up to 63. So thank you very much for being with us. I am very happy to see how the teachers are reading NEP 2020, and I'm happier to see how the people are encouraging and motivating, especially my friends on YouTube live, JAHAN-E. So please keep watching JAHAN-E. At 7 o'clock, we are going to wind up and we are expecting a guest from NCERT who is going to motivate my teachers who are reading this NEP since morning. 10 o'clock, we have started this readathon process and we have completed 54 pages by the grace of Almighty. So thank you very much. And now we'll begin from page number 55.
Creating such programs and degrees in higher education across the arts, languages, and humanities will also come with expanded high quality opportunities for employment that can make effective use of these qualifications. There are already hundreds of academics, museums, arts galleries, and heritage sites their needs of qualified individuals for their effective functioning. As positions are filled with suitably qualified candidates, and further artifacts are procured and conserved. Additional museums, including virtual museums, e-museums, galleries, and heritage sites, may contribute to the conservation of heritage as well as to India's tourism industry. India will also urgently expand its translation and interpretation efforts in order to make high quality learning materials and other important written and spoken material available to the public in various Indian and foreign languages. For this, an Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation IITI will be established. Such an institute would provide a truly important service for the country, as well as employ numerous multilingual language and subjects experts and experts in translation and interpretation, which will help to promote all Indian languages. The IITI shall also make extensive use of technology to aid in its translation and interpretation efforts. The IITI could naturally grow other research departments and as demand and the number of qualified candidates grows. Due to its vast, significant contribution and literature across the genres and subjects, its cultural significance, and its scientific nature, rather than being restricted to single stream Sanskrit and Padasalas and universities. Sanskrit will be mainstream with strong offering in school, including as one of the language options in the three language formula. And as well as in higher education, it will be taught not in isolation, but in interesting and innovation ways and connected to other contemporary and relevant subjects such as mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, linguistics, dramatics, and yoga, etc. Thus, in consonance with the rest of this policy, Sanskrit universities too will move towards become large multidisciplinary institutions of higher learning. Departments of Sanskrit that conduct teaching and outstanding interdisciplinary research on Sanskrit and Sanskrit knowledge system will be established, strengthened across the new multidisciplinary higher education system. Sanskrit will become a natural part of holistic multidisciplinary higher education if a student chooses. Sanskrit teachers in language number will be professionalized across the country in mission mode through the offering of 4 year integrated multidisciplinary B.Ed dual degree in education and Sanskrit. India will similarly expand its institute and universities studying all classical languages and literature with strong efforts to collect, preserve, and translate. Study the tens of thousands of manuscripts that have not yet received their due attention. Sanskrit and all Indian language institutes and departments across the country will significantly strengthen, with adequate training given to large number of batches of students to study. In particular, the language number of manuscripts and the interrelation with other subjects. Classical Language Institute will aim to be merged with universities while maintaining their autonomy and independence in teaching and learning. This will be done through the establishment of so that faculty may work and students to may be program. Universities decided to language will become a multidiscipline towards 11, maybe 10 also offered B.Ed, dual degree, education and language to develop outstanding language teachers in that language. Further, it is also proposed that new institution for languages will be established. National Institute or institutes for Pali, Persian, and Prakrit will also be set up with a university campus. Similar initiatives will be carried out for institutes and universities study Indian arts, history, and Indology. Research for outstanding work in all these areas will be supported by NRF. Efforts to preserve and promote tribal endangered languages with extensive participation of people will be play a crucial role in this effort. For each of these languages mentioned in the English to be established consisting of some to determine simple yet accurate vocabulary for the latest concept and to realize the latest dictionaries on the regular basis analogs to successful efforts for many other languages around the world. The academics would also consult with each other and in some cases take the best suggestions from the public in order to construct these dictionaries attempting to adopt common words whenever possible. These dictionaries would widely disseminated for use in education, journalism, writing, speech making, and beyond, and would be available on the web as well as book form. These academics for English scheduled languages will be established by central government in the constellation and collaboration with state governments. Academics for other highly spoken Indian languages may also be similarly established by central or states. All the languages in India and their associate art and culture will be documented through a web-based platform, portal, wiki, in our and their associate rich will contain videos, dictionaries, recordings, and more of people, especially elders, speaking the language, telling stories, reciting on platform, portals, and wikis. Universities and their research team will work with each other and with communities across the country platforms, projects in history, archaeology, linguistics, etc. will be founded by NRF. Scholarship for people of all ages study Indian languages, arts, and culture with local masters and within the higher education system will be established. The promotion of Indian languages is possible only if they are regularly outstanding poetry and other categories. Will work in all Indian languages. Proficiency in Indian languages will be included as a part of qualifications parameters for employment opportunities. India in information.
Is there any disturbance in the net, or I am only facing like this? Your voice in between is breaking. Is it in with me or with everyone?
Mama, almost, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's with everyone, I think.
The voice is breaking?
Is my voice clear now?
No, voice is clear, but in between it is breaking. It seems that network issue is there, it seems.
Shall I continue, ma'am?
Yeah, okay. See if there is any good network around. You just change your place and then see if the good network is there.
Is my voice audible now?
Yes, voice is
Hello?
audible. Yes, it's audible.
Shall I continue?
Yes, continue.
Hello, shall I continue, ma'am?
Yes, continue.
Okay, ma'am. Technology use and integration. India is a global leader in information and communication technology and in other cutting edge domains, such as space. The Digital India campaign is helping to transform the entire nation into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. While education will play a critical role in this transformation, technology itself play an important role in the empowerment of educational process and outcomes. Thus, the relationship between technology and education at all levels is bidirectional. Given the explosive pace of technological development allied with sheer creativity of tech-savvy teachers and entrepreneurs, including student entrepreneurs, it is certain that technology will impact education in multiple ways, only some of which can be foreseen at the present time. Now, technologies involving artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchains, smart boards, handheld computing devices, adaptive computer testing for student development, and other forms of educational software and hardware will not just change what students learn in the classroom, but how they learn. And thus, these areas are beyond will require extensive research both on the technological as well as educational fronts. Use and integration of technology to improve multiple aspects of education will be supported and adopted, provided these interventions and rigorously and transparently evaluate in relevant context before they are scaled up. An autonomous body, the National Educational Technology Forum, NETF, will be created to provide a platform for the free exchange of ideas on the use of technology to enhance learning assessment, planning, administration, and so on. Both for school and higher education, the aim of NETF will be facilitate decision making on the induction, deployment, and use of technology by providing the leadership of education institutions, state and central governments, and other stakeholders the latest knowledge research as well as the opportunity to consult and share best practice. The NETF will have the following functions. A. Provide independent evidence-based advice to central and state government agencies on technology-based inventions. B. Build inventional and institutional capacities in educational technology. C. Invention strategic trust areas in domain. And D. Articulate new direction for research and innovation. To remain relevant in the fast changing field of education technology, the NETF will remain a regular inflow of authentic data for multiple sources, including educational technology innovations and practitioners, and will engage with a diverse set of researchers to analyze the data to support the development of vibrant body of knowledge and practice. The NETF will organize multiple regional and national conferences, workshops, etc. to solicit input from national and international education technology researchers, entrepreneurs, and practitioners. The trust of technology inventions will be for the purpose of improving teaching, learning, and evaluation process, supporting teachers' preparation and professional development, enhancing educational access and streaming educational planning, management, and administration, including process related to admissions, attendance, and assessment, etc. A rich variety of educational software for all the above purposes will be developed and made available for students and teachers at all levels. All such software will be available in all major Indian languages and will be accessible to wide range of users, including students in remote areas. And language will be like the young student. Teaching learning e-content will continue to be developed by all state, all regional language, as well as by NCRT, CIET, CBSE, NAOS, and other bodies institutions, and will be uploaded on the Diksha platform. This platform may also utilize for teachers' professional development through e-content. CIET will be strengthened and promoted, expand Diksha as well as other education technology initiatives. Suitable equipment will be made available to teachers at schools so that teacher can suitably integrate e-content into teaching learning practice. Technology-based education platforms such as Diksha, Swayam will be better integrated across school and higher education and will include rating reviews by users so as to enable content developers create user-friendly and qualitative content. Particular attention will need to be paid to emerging disruptive technologies that will necessarily transform the education system. When the 1986-1992 National Policy on Education was formulated, it was difficult to predict the disruptive effect that the internet would have brought. Our present education system inability to cope with these rapid disruptive changes and places us individually and nationally at peril's advantages. Increasing competitive world, for example, white computers having lost surpassed humans in leveraging factual and procedural knowledge. Our education at all levels excessively burdens students with such knowledge at the expense of developing their higher order competencies. The policy has been formulated at a time when unquestionably disruptive technology, artificial intelligence, AI, 3D, 7D, virtual reality has emerged. As the cost of AI-based prediction falls, AI will be able to match or outperform and therefore be a valuable aid to even skilled professionals, such as doctors in certain predictive tasks. AI disruptive potentials in workplace is clear and in the educational system must be poised to respond quickly. One of the permanent tasks of the NETF will be categorized emergent technologies based on their potential and estimated time frame for disruption and to periodically present this analysis to MHRD. Based on these inputs, MHRD will formally identify those technologies whose emergence demands responses from the education system. In response to MHRD's formal recognition of a new disruptive technology, the National Research Foundation will initiate or expand research efforts in the technology. In the context of AI, NRF may consider a three-pronged approach: advancing core AI research, developing and deploying application based on research, and advancing international research efforts to address global changes in areas such as healthcare, agriculture, and climate changes using AI. Over to Aisha.
HI, HEIs will play an active role not only in conducting research on disruptive technologies, but also in creating initial versions of instructional materials and courses, including online courses in cutting edge domains, and assessing their impact on specific areas such as professional education. Once the technology has attained a level of maturity, HEIs with thousands of students will be ideally placed to scale these teaching and skilling efforts, which will include targeted training for job readiness. Disruptive technologies will make certain jobs redundant and hence approaches to skilling and de-skilling that are both efficient and ensure quality will be of increasing importance to create and sustain employment. Institutions will have autonomy to approve institutional and non institutional partners to deliver such training, which will be integrated with skills and higher education frameworks. University will aim to offer PhD and master's programs in core areas such as machine learning as well as multidisciplinary fields AI plus X and professional areas like healthcare, agriculture, and law. They may also help they may also develop and disseminate courses in these areas via platforms such as Swayam. For rapid adoption, HEIs may blend these online courses with traditional teaching in undergraduate and vocational programs. HEIs may also offer targeted training in low expertise tasks for supporting the AI value chain, such as data annotation, image classification, and speech transcription. Efforts to teach languages to school students will be devoted with efforts to enhance natural languages processing for India's diverse languages. As disruptive technologies emerge, schooling and continuing education will assist in raising the general populace's awareness of their potential disruptive effects and will also address this related issues. This awareness is necessary to have informed public consent on matters related to these technologies. In a school, the study of current affairs and ethical issues will include a discussion on disruptive technologies, such as those identified by NETF, MHRD. Appropriate instructional and discussion materials will also be prepared for continuing education. Data is a key fuel for AI-based technologies, and it is critical to raise awareness on issues of privacy, laws, and standards associated with data handling, data protection, etc. It is also necessary to highlight ethical issues surrounding the development and deployment of AI-based technologies. Education will make a key role in these awareness-raising efforts. Other disruptive technologies that are expected to change the way we live and therefore change the way we educate students include those relating to clean and renewable energy, water conservation, sustainable farming, environmental preservation, and other green initiatives. These will also receive prioritized attention in education. Online and digital education, ensuring equitable use of technology. New circumstances and realities require new initiatives. The recent rise in epidemics and pandemics necessitates that we ready with alternative modes of quality education whenever and wherever traditional and in-person modes of education are not possible. In this regard, the National Education Policy 2020 recognizes the importance of leveraging and advantages of technology while acknowledging its potential risks and dangers. It calls for carefully design and appropriately scale pilot studies to determine how the benefits of online digital education can be reaped while addressing or mitigating the downsides. In the meantime, the existing digital platforms and ongoing ICT-based educational initiatives must be optimized and expanded to meet the current and future challenges in providing quality education for all. However, the benefits of online digital education cannot be leveraged unless the digital divide is eliminated through concerted efforts such as the Digital India campaign and the availability of affordable computing devices. It is important that the use of technology for online and digital education adequately addresses concerns of equity. Teachers require suitable training and development to be effective online educators. It cannot be assumed that a good teacher in a traditional classroom will automatically be a good teacher in an online classroom. Aside from changes required in pedagogy, online assessment also require a different approach. There are numerous challenges to conducting online examinations at scale, including limitations on the types of questions that can be asked in online environment, handling network and power disruptions, and preventing unethical practices. Certain types of courses, subjects such as performing arts and science practical have limitations in the online digital education space, which can be overcome to a partial extent with innovative measures. Further, unless online education is blended with experiential and activity-based learning, it will tend to become a screen-based education with limited focus on the social, affective, and psychomotor dimension of learning. Given the emergence of digital technologies and the emerging importance to leveraging technology for teaching learning at all levels from school to higher education, this policy recommends the following key initiatives. Pilot studies for online education. Appropriate agencies such as NETF, CIET, NIOS, IGNOU, IITs, NITs, etc. will be identified to conduct a series of pilot studies in parallel to evaluate the benefits of integrating education with online education while mitigating the downsides and also to study related areas such as student device addiction, most preferred formats of e-content, etc. The result of these pilot studies will be publicly communicated and used for continuous improvement. Digital infrastructure. There is a need to invest in creation of open, interoperable, evaluable public digital infrastructure in the education sector that can be used by multiple platforms and point solutions to solve for Indians' scale, diversity, complexity, and device penetration. This will ensure that the technology-based solutions do not become outdated with the rapid advances in technology. Online teaching platform and tools. Appropriate existing e-learning platforms such as Swayam, Diksha will be extended to provide teachers with a structured, user-friendly, rich set of assistive tools for monitoring progress of learners. Tools such as two-way video and two-way audio interface for holding online classes are a real necessity as the present pandemic has shown. Content creation, digital repository, and dissemination. A digital repository of content including creation of coursework, learning games, and simulations. Augmented reality and virtual reality will be developed with a clear public system for rating by users on effectiveness and quality. For fun-based learning, students appropriate tools like apps, gamification of Indian arts and culture. In multiple languages with clear operating instructions will also be created. A reliable backup mechanisms for disseminating e-content to students will be provided. Addressing the digital divide. Given the fact that there still persists a substantial section of the population whose digital access is highly limited, the existing mass media such as television, radio, and community radio will be extensively used for telecast and broadcast. Such educational programs will be made available 24/7 in different languages to cater to the varying needs of the student population. A special focus on content in all Indian languages will be emphasized and required. Digital content will need to reach the teachers and students in their medium instruction as far as possible. Virtual labs. Existing e-learning platforms such as Diksha, Swayam, and Swayam Prabha will also be leveraged for creating virtual labs so that all students have equal access to quality practical and hands-on experiment-based learning experiences. The possibility of providing adequate access to SEDG students and teachers through suitable digital devices such as tablets with preloaded content will be considered and developed. Training and incentives for teachers. Teachers will undergo rigorous training in learning-centric pedagogy and on how to become high-quality online content creators themselves using online teaching platforms and tools. There will be emphasis on the teacher's role in facilitating active student engagement with the content and with each other. That's it, ma'am.
Online assessment and examinations. Appropriate bodies such as the proposed National Assessment Center or PARAC, school boards, NTA, and other identified bodies will design and implement assessment frameworks encompassing design of competencies, portfolio, rubrics, standardized assessments, and assessment analytics. Studies will be undertaken to pilot new ways of assessment using educational technologies focusing on 21st century skills. Blended models of reading, learning. While promoting digital learning and education, the importance of face-to-face in-person learning is fully recognized. Accordingly, different effective models of blended learning will be identified for appropriate replication for different subjects, laying down standards. As research on online or digital education emerges, NETF and other appropriate bodies shall set up standards of content, technology, and pedagogy for online or digital teaching learning. These standards will help to formulate guidelines for e-learning by states, boards, schools, and school complexes, HEIs, etc., creating a dedicated unit for building of world-class digital infrastructure, educational digital content, and capacity. Technology in education is a journey, not a destination, and capacity will be needed to orchestrate the various ecosystem players to implement policy objectives. A dedicated unit for the purpose of orchestrating the building of digital infrastructure, digital content, and capacity building will be created in the ministry to look after the e-education needs of both school and higher education. Since technology is rapidly evolving and need specialists to deliver high quality e-learning. High quality sorry, I left. E-learning, a vibrant ecosystem has to be encouraged to create solutions that not only solve India's challenges of scale, diversity, equity, but also evolve in keeping with the rapid changes in technology, whose half-life reduces with each passing year. This center will therefore consist of experts drawn from the field of administration, education, educational technology, digital pedagogy and assessment, e-governance, etc. Making it happen, strengthening the Central Advisory Board of Education. Achieving successful implementation of this policy demands a long-term vision, availability of expertise on a sustained basis, and concerted action from all concerned encompassing national, state, institutional, and individual levels. In this context, the policy recommends strengthening and empowering the Central Advisory Board of Education, which will have a much greater mandate and not only a forum for widespread consultation and examination of issues relating to educational and cultural development. The remodeled and rejuvenated CABE shall also be responsible for developing, articulating, evaluating, and revising the vision of education in the country on a continuous basis, in close collaboration with MHRD and the corresponding apex bodies of states. It shall also create continuously review the institutional framework that shall help attain this vision. To bring the focus back on education and learning, it is desirable that the Ministry of Human Resource Development, MHRD, be redesignated as a Ministry of Education, MOE. Financing affordable and quality education for all. The policy commits to significantly raising educational investment, as there is no better investment towards a society's future than the high quality education of our young people. Unfortunately, public expenditure on education in India has not come close to the recommended level of 6% of GDP, as envisaged by 1968 policy, reiterated in the policy of 1986, and which was further reaffirmed in the 1992 review of the policy. The current public, government, center and states expenditure on education in India has been around 4.43% of GDP. Analysis of budgeted expenditure 2017 to 18 and only around 10% of the total government spending towards education. Economic Survey 2017-18, these numbers are far smaller than most developed and developing countries. In order to attain the goal of education with excellence and the corresponding multitude of benefits to this nation and its economy, this policy unequivocally endorses and envisions a substantial increase in public investment in education by both central government and all state governments. The center and states will work together to increase the public investment in education sector to reach 6% of GDP at the earliest. This is considered extremely critical for achieving the high quality and equitable public education system that is truly needed for India's future economic, social, cultural, intellectual, and technological progress and growth. In particular, financial support will be provided to various critical elements and components of education, such as ensuring universal access, learning resources, nutritional support, matters of student safety and well-being, adequate numbers of teachers and staff, teacher development, and support for all key initiatives towards equitable high-quality education for underprivileged and socio-economically disadvantaged groups. In addition to one-time expenditures, primarily related to infrastructure and resources. This policy identifies the following key long-term thrust areas for financing to cultivate an education system. A. Universal provisioning of quality early childhood care education. B. Ensuring foundational literacy and numeracy. C. Providing adequate and appropriate resourcing of school complexes or clusters. D. Providing food and nutrition, breakfast and midday meals. And E. Investing in teacher education and continuing professional development of teachers. F. Revamping colleges and universities to foster excellence. G. Cultivating research. And finally, H. Extensive use of technology and online education. Even the low level of funding on education in India is frequently not spent in a timely manner at the district or institutional level, hampering the achievement of the intended targets of those funds. Hence, the need is to increase efficiency in use of available budget by suitable policy changes. Financial governance and management will focus on the smooth, timely, and appropriate flow of funds, and their usage with probity. Administrative process will be suitably amended and streamlined so that the dispersal mechanism may not lead to a high volume of unspent balances. The provisions of GFR, PFMS, and just-in-time release to implementing agencies will be followed for efficient use of government resources and avoiding parking of funds. Mechanism of performance-based funding to states, HEIs, may be devised. Similarly, efficient mechanism will be ensured for the optimal allocation and utilization of funds earmarked for SCDGs. The new suggested regulatory regime with clear separation of rules and transparent self-disclosures, empowerment and autonomy to institutions, and the appointment of outstanding and qualified experts to leadership positions will help to enable a far smoother, quicker, and more transparent flow of funds. The policy also calls for rejuvenation, active promotion, and support for private philanthropic quality in the education sector. In particular, over and above the public budgetary support which would have been otherwise provided to them, any public institution can take initiatives towards raising private philanthropic funds to enhance educational experiences. The matter of commercialization of education has been dealt with the policy through multiple relevant fronts, including the light but tight regulatory approach that mandates full public self-disclosure of finances, procedures, course and program offerings, and educational outcomes. The substantial investment in public education and mechanisms for good governance of all institutions, public and private. Similarly, opportunities for higher cost recovery without affecting the needy or deserving sections will also be explored. Over to you, Pooja.
Any policy, okay. Ma'am, you have to do up. Okay. Yes. Any policy effectiveness depends on its implementation. Such implementations will require multiple initiatives and actions, which will have to be taken by multiple bodies in a synchronized and systematic manner. Therefore, the implementation of this policy will be led by various bodies including MHRD, CABE, union and state governments, education-related ministries, State Department of Education, boards, NTA, the regulatory bodies of school and higher education, NCERT, SERTs, schools and HEIS, along with timelines and a plan of review in order to ensure that the policy is implemented in its spirit and intent through coherence in planning and synergy across all these bodies involved in education. Implementation will be guided by the following principles. First, implementation of the spirit and intent of the policy will be the most critical matter. Second, it is important to implement the policy initiatives in a phased manner, as each policy points has several steps, each of which requires the previous step to be implemented successfully. Third, prioritization will be important in ensuring optimal sequencing of policy points and that the most critical and urgent actions are taken up first, thereby enabling a strong base. Fourth, comprehensiveness is implementation will be key as this policy is interconnected and holistic. Only a full-fledged implementation and not a piecemeal, piecemeal one will ensure that the desired objectives are achieved. Fifth, since education is a concurrent subject, it will need careful planning, joint monitoring, and collaborative implementation between the center and states. Sixth, timely infusion of requisite resources, human, infrastructural, and financial at the central and state levels will be crucial for the satisfactory execution of the policy. Finally, careful analysis and review of the linkage between multiple parallel implementation steps will be necessary in order to ensure effective detailing of all initiatives. This will also include early investment in some of the specific actions, such as the setting up of early childhood care and education infrastructure. That will be imperative to ensuring a strong base and a smooth progression for all subsequent programs and actions. Subject-wise implementation commits of experts in cooperation and consultation with other relevant ministries will be set up at both the central and state level to develop detailed implementation plan for each aspect of this policy in accordance with the above principle to achieve the goal of the policy in a clear and phased manner. Yearly joint reviews of the progress of implementation of the policy in accordance with the targets set for each action will be conducted by designated terms constituted by MHRD and the states, and reviews will be shared with CABE. In the decade of 2030-40, the entire policy will be in an operational mode, following which another comprehensive review will be undertaken. Abbreviations.
So with this, we have completed the reading of the whole document. Now further pages are abbreviation. We can see the abbreviations here. So by the grace of Almighty, we have completed a great task of reading the national document. So I must congratulate all my friends, and I request them that how was their experience, if they all can share their experiences one by one. Meanwhile, we are waiting for the guest to arrive. So let me call my teachers, those who are with me, those who were with me in this journey. This journey was a great journey. Since morning 10 o'clock, we are reading the national curriculum, the NEP, and it's really an important document, and reading it is going to give us first step, because first step is to read any document, and then the second step is to comprehend and understand, and the third step is to implement it. So this is first step we have completed. Congratulations all the teachers. Now please tell me one by one, how was your experience, what was your preparation, and then how do you feel now after completion of reading? And are you ready for the second step? Second step is going to be that we are going to divide the chapters, and then we are going to present the chapters, underlying meanings, what is mentioned, what are the policies given. So in this way, we are going to have the PPT presentations on NEP chapter wise, topic wise. That will be the second step. And third step is that we are going to conduct quiz competition on NEP. That is the third step. In this way, we can ensure that we all 25 teachers who are involved in this have understood the concept, have understood, although this document required lots of deep thinking. So it's not possible that immediately we can understand, but at least we can try for this. So we can claim that yes, at least we have tried our level best to understand these documents. So any one of you unmute yourself and just please let me know that how was your experience?
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam.
It was a great experience. It was a unique experience for us. I mean, we didn't expect this sort of program, which was arranged by you, Dr. Halima Sadia. And we thank you. We express our gratitude and immense pleasure that you have accepted us to be the part of this great event. Readathon, so far nobody has done like this. I mean, such long reading event, and which was done successfully in one day. I was wondering whether it would be possible or not, but alhamdulillah, this event is completed successfully. Alhamdulillah, may Allah accept your services for the community and shower you with the best rewards in both the worlds.
Okay, thank you very much. Now may I request the other participants to speak their mind.
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am. Nazia here.
Yes, Nazia, please tell me. How was
Yes, ma'am. All these days, right from November, we were having some meetings regarding national education policy, but we never got the chance to read the whole content given in the policy. Alhamdulillah, by your efforts, we were able to know what is given in the policy. At least a little bit, the part which we read, at least those 3 pages, we were able to understand something that, oh, the government is about to take these measures for education. Inshallah, we will try to cooperate with you in the future coming events and try to understand the policy better. As teachers, we all should know what the policy is about. And alhamdulillah, this platform has made us to understand that this policy is going to change the face of India in the future years. Inshallah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Jazakallahu khaira.
Thank you very much. You are so excited. I can feel that excitement in your voice. So thank you. It was because of your cooperation and support. If there were not 25 readers, then naturally alone I cannot read the whole document, and that is not going to serve the purpose. The purpose was that at least 25 teachers are aware that what's written in the document. And then the next step will be for them to comprehend it. And then the third step will be to evaluate themselves, how much they know NEP 2020. So thank you very much for participating. Now may I request the other participants to kindly express. Yes. Yes, Pooja.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Thank you, ma'am. I was so excited. Morning say I was just waiting for my turn because I had so many classes, and I was waiting कि कहीं मेरी बारी न चली जाए. Even I know I will be in the 62 pages, but still I was so excited कि when I will, when my turn will come. And I was feeling like I am a student. Because in the school time, teachers gave us the same comprehension, and we were reading. So I was really excited to read this. I'm so happy. I'm the part of this event. And when you told us readathon, so मेरे दिमाग में सिर्फ एक चीज आ रही थी, marathon. So I was thinking readathon is like a marathon, and we have to just read the document and very fastly. And thank you so much, ma'am. You give us the opportunity to be part of this. I'm so lucky to be with you.
Okay, you are most welcome, Pooja. Thank you very much. Your enthusiasm and your zeal has always brought some light and brightness to the event. Now, keep it up and then participate in the next 2 more events related to NEP.
Sure, always.
And one more announcement that we are going to have readathon. This was for English. Now we are going to have readathon in Hindi. That requirement, after conducting this program, I have received the message, WhatsApp message from the teachers that why don't you organize such event in Hindi version of NEP. I said, I'm ready for that. I need just 25 teachers who can read the document in Hindi very well. So the teachers, they themselves volunteered and said that we will arrange 25 teachers. They are ready. And we are going to have now readathon in Hindi. And then afterwards, we will organize in Urdu as well. But since this document is not available in Urdu, the translation, official translation only we can use. So we are waiting for the official translation of this document to come in Urdu. Then we will organize in Urdu as well. So thank you very much, Pooja. Now may I request the other participants? Yes, Asma, how was your experience? Mahjabi?
Yes, ma'am.
Aisha?
Ma'am, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to explore more. And you made us fearless. And inshallah, we will adapt to this change in NEP. Thank you for this great platform, ma'am.
Okay, you are welcome, dear. Now may I request Malika? Malika was the one who has read the pages, 3 pages. Yes, Malika, how was your experience?
Assalamu alaikum and good evening to all. First of all, I want to appreciate your efforts, ma'am. Since so many days, I am attending your webinars on the Teachers' Day also. The one specialty about your webinars is that you involve all the participants. In other webinars, the people are just listening and watching. But in your webinar, the people are very enthusiastic and very much excited to participate. In this webinar also, since so many days I was waiting. Being a teacher, every teacher should know what are the education policies introduced by the government and what we are going to follow in the future for our kids, for our students. And the benefit, I want to express my feeling that this NEP, National Education Policy, completely will change our education system, and it is very much beneficial for teachers and for the students.
Thank you very much, Malika.